All right. Welcome to Talk Buddy Podcast, the podcast where life is reflected through intimate conversation with me, your host, Nikki F. Wet. You can't be making me laugh. Okay, so I'm not sure. Well, any person who is following me on Facebook knows that I was on the hunt for someone who was 6'7", or taller. And tonight's special guest is a gentleman that is 6'10". So I am a firm believer that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And I tend to meet and exceed expectations, which is always a good thing. So we're going to go ahead and get into tonight's topics. Our guest shall remain anonymous, so we shall call him Mr. No Name 420. And it is Wednesday, July 25th, and it's Hump Day. So the title of this episode is Humpday Chronicles. And the first thing we're going to get into is ways to kind of combat or get you over the hump for your work week on Hump Day. And that's kind of an interesting topic because I never think about like Wednesday as being a hump that I need to get over. I kind of look forward to it being the middle of the week because especially here in Vegas, I mean, you can party any day of the week. You can enjoy any day of the week. But when it comes to talking about like, you know, your daily routine, work, any other errands you have to run, I look forward to Wednesday because I know Thursday and Friday. Thursday is technically the weekend. Thursday is definitely Turn Up Thursdays. And so I'm ecstatic when Wednesday gets here, and I know that I'm going to enjoy the weekend. Mr. No Name 420, what are some ways that you get over hump day?
First, let me shout out to the Scorpios. Hello on this Hump Day Wednesday. I think I speak for us. How we get over Wednesday is you kind of make it a me day. So I use things that I like that drive me to get through the day. So me being a Scorpio, I like women and I like a particular one, and I think of that. Now, I also may play some games on the computer. I may usually be on some Facebook, scrolling, multitasking, getting my job done, etc., etc. And those are some of the ways that I release on my Wednesday to get through the hump day.
So, like, when you say you like women, so, like, do you hump on Hump Day?
If I'm fortunate enough to coordinate such a feat, then I will try to make sure that happens. But if it can't, then I'll just try to get through it how I can. Yeah, I multitask.
You know what? I wonder, well, the beginning of the week could be kind of stressful, and sex is a good stress reliever.
Facts.
But I don't think you can't just reserve that for Wednesday. What is it? Sex releases oxytocin. Is that what it's called? Oxytocin?
I believe so.
It's like exercising, so you should have that daily. That's how I feel. Like hump week. Hump week.
Preach.
But outside of that, yeah, Wednesday is not tiring for me. Wednesday is not I need to make it 2 more day type week type day. Wednesday is I'm kind of like a person who looks at the glass half full versus it being half empty. So Wednesday is great for me. Also, if it happens to be your payday week, and if you have early direct deposit, Wednesday is a happy day.
Winning.
Like my shirt says happy. Now, I think our next couple of topics are pretty, I don't know, that was maybe just an icebreaker to get the hump day started. But our next couple of topics are kind of, it's in line with hump day. But we were talking earlier, and you mentioned with relationships, men who are able to kind of have like a revolving door, women in and out, in and out. I would like to know if you can put me up on a little game on maybe the mentality or the reason why some men have those revolving door type relationships.
Okay. Men kind of have a savage mentality, and basically what that means is sometimes you're just going to go off impulse. And as we all know, that going off impulse a lot of times is not good because you're not thinking about the outcome. So therefore it leaves a lot of mess and, how can I say, trash behind. So I think discretion is definitely needed, and that's the best tack.
So when you say trash, like it leaves a lot of trash behind, what do you mean by that? Because if a person has that type of one girl, she leaves, girl number 2 comes in 45 minutes later, how do you guys maintain? Like how do you guys complete that 24-hour period?
Well, there are things like Starbucks and Red Bull and naps in between that help you keep focused on the task at hand, and that is to multitask. So I think once you become accustomed to it, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart, so it's not for everybody. But I think once you,
That's true.
I believe once you acquire an appetite or a thirst for it, I think anybody knows in human nature that if motivated, anybody will do the task at hand if they want to get the task done.
Does it become, is it a responsibility? Is it a task? Or is it more like a habit? Is it something that keeps that lifestyle going? Or is it something that a person wants to do and is motivated to do it?
That's a good question. I think that, to me personally, that it's a lot of selfish Because I think that if you have a situation that you respect and that you want to be in, that you would do your best to put your best foot forward in that. And if you want to have your way with people, then I guess you do that. But I think in choosing the promiscuous lifestyle that you lead to a road of destruction, because a lot of times you're not giving people truths and not giving people the whole what they need to make a decision. And if you withhold information, that takes away somebody's decision to want to partake or not. So it's definitely, to me personally, like a lot of selfishness. But I mean, like I said, if people can do it, then they do it.
That's true. And I wonder, like, if you're going to have those types of relationships with people, do you have to date, or do you have to find certain women who are okay with that, or is it a lot of lies?
I think it depends on the individual. I think there's levels to anything in life. You can do right wrong, and you can do wrong right. In the sense of, like, let's say a woman goes out and she wants to, hang out and walk the strip, and things come presenting themselves to her, and she partakes in them. I mean, outside of nothing disrespectful or disharming yourself or putting yourself in harm, I guess, there's nothing wrong with people, being, I guess, for the lack of a better word, opportunists, where if opportunity presents itself to you, that you, take full advantage of it. I mean, this is life, and why would you let opportunity pass you? So when it comes to, I guess, men with women, if they have the situation that presents a lot of opportunity, like if a man is, let's say, tall, good looking, and independent, what's stopping him from doing what he wants to do outside of himself? So if he wants to live, I guess, a lifestyle of freedom, if for lack of a better word, then he's going to live free.
Okay. Live free. We all want freedom. What else do we have here? So then that would kind of segue into cheating. And again, you said earlier about so if we're talking about cheating on both men and women, but if a woman were to cheat, it's most likely because of what a man has put her through. And I started to go into my story about having a side dude, which is kind of interesting because I seen a meme, or what is it, a meme? Is that what they call them?
A meme.
A meme. And the meme was talking about, I think it came from like a guy's point of view, and it was talking about a woman having a side dude and being in a relationship with someone, and the person that she's in a relationship with, he wants her to cut off the side dude. And it's like, well, the side dude has been here through 2 relationships. Like, you're new to us. And I did have a side dude that lasted through 2 relationships. It was kind of off and on. So like, it took a long time for me to actually find a side dude. I went through a lot of cheating and
Now you mean you cheating or being cheated on?
Being cheated on.
Okay.
Being cheated on. And then finally I ended up with a side dude. That relationship ended, and when I found myself in another relationship, I still had this friendship, I still had this bond with this person that was the side dude. So we entered into another relationship, but it was monogamous.
Wow.
In the beginning, and then it ended up the person I was with was cheating, and so it was time to bring off the back burner.
Wow.